Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Are you excited for the NFL season to kick off here in about 2 weeks? I know I am. I know that sounds really pluggish or really salesy, but I actually am. I'm a huge NFL fan, and I know a lot of you out there are also. So you're excited for the NFL season to kick off here in a few weeks, and also fantasy football to get started. So, what better way than to focus on an NFT game on the Wax blockchain called NFT Draft.io? This is a fantasy football style game. Obviously, no affiliation with the NFL. So you'll see that here. But it's if you were a fantasy football fan, a football fan in general, or you're just interested in sports types of games, this one's something that you should definitely take a look at. I'm going to go ahead. This is actually going to be the part one of a two-part series. We're going to talk today, just give you a brief overview of the game itself, and then as we get closer to week one, once the actual lineups open up closer to week one, we'll do a part two where I can actually show you the gameplay itself. So I'm hoping you're excited about that. And for the part two, I'll actually go ahead and be doing at least one pack giveaway, maybe two. We'll see what happens. See how many people leave a comment down below. If you are excited for football at all and you are an NFL fan, go ahead and leave a comment down below. What's your favorite football team? Mine personally is the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Huge fan of them. Love that. I'm excited to see whichever quarterback wins out. I have a feeling it's going to be Pickett. But let me know down below what's the NFL team that you enjoy. And if you don't like football, let me know what sport you like. Do you like soccer? Or for those of you outside the U.S., football for you? So just go ahead and comment down below and let us know. So let's go ahead and dive in there. What is this? NFT Draft is essentially a fantasy football style a game. I don't necessarily want to call it fantasy football because you don't have the normal leagues. It's a weekly type of drafting and gameplay. The way that you get your players is you go ahead and you purchase packs, and they're actually going to have a pack sale going on here on August 19th. The time I'm recording this, it is a little more than 5 days. I think I'll be dropping this on Friday, so you still have a few days left. They are going to be dropping at 2 p.m. Eastern. The packs, there are 4 different packs available. You have anywhere from a small pack, which is 10 players. It comes with 8 commons, 1 quarterback, and 1 defensive / kicker. And we'll talk about that here more in a second. So basically, this gives you enough to create 1 full team. You have the roster pack, which gives you 15 players. You got 30 players and the NFT Draft pack. And if you're really looking to jump into this game and you want to go big, there is the Captain's pack, which gives you a total of 150 cards, and you get all the way up to what's called a GOAT. And if you look down here, this is the different types of rarities that they have for each of the players. You have the commons, which is going to be a majority of the cards that you're going to get out of these packs. You standout, which is kind of like an uncommon rarity. Team Captain is the rare rarity. MVP is epic, and GOAT is legendary. So obviously you want to go out there and try and get an MVP and a GOAT. If you go on the secondary market, you're going to see I believe 2 types of packs. There is the season 1, which was sold last year, and then they went through and they're doing a season 2. But before we dive into that, because I'm actually going to go ahead and open a season 1 pack and a season 2 pack to show you what you could potentially get in there. But let's dive into the details of the game just a little bit. Basically, this is what's going to happen. When you pull out these cards, you're going to get characters like this. They are not specific characters because this is not associated with the NFL, so they obviously couldn't go with the character names and the full team names. What they did was they went with the cities and they went with the positions. If you're familiar with football, you have quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, defensive players, tight ends, things like that. So that's what you're going to find in these packs. You're going to find city specific, which goes along with the football team, and then you have positions, and then you have what they are. Basically, you're going to get a number 1, number 2, number 3. I think it goes up to 5, but we'll double check that here in a second. And that's basically the first string, and that associates to whoever is the first string on the team. For example, for the Steelers, we don't know that with the quarterback yet because we don't know if it's going to be Trubisky or if it's going to be Pickett. But if you're looking at like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have Tom Brady as their quarterback, he's going to be the Tampa Bay #1 quarterback. And then if they have a second string, basically every week it's going to update depending on the depth chart, depending on injuries. So if you have, for example, a Dallas wide, or we'll go Dallas running back 1, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. So if he happens to get injured the week before, you don't lose that card completely like you normally do in a fantasy football league. You actually get to play the new #1 running back, and you can go ahead and still play that. Each game or each competition is going to have a total number of points. So if you look up here at the top, you're going to see different numbers, and obviously the first strings are going to have higher numbers, and it's going to go down throughout the strings. So if you have a total of 130 points, you got to somehow organize it among your cards. So you fill all the positions, and you still either meet that 130 or you're under that 130. That's how you kind of balance it out so people don't just throw all their first strings in and completely dominate a league. So I'll go into a lot more detail with the gameplay itself for week 1. I'll actually show you. We'll do a couple leagues, a couple lineups, I should say, and we'll go ahead and do a couple competitions. We'll do before and after, how I decide which players I'm going to do, how it looks when you're actually in the game. So we'll go through all those details here in the second video. I wanted to focus on the first one. Make sure you get prepared for it and you're excited for it. Let me tell you just a little bit more about the game itself as far as the rewards go. Basically, you're going to go ahead and get your packs, get your lineup, get it set, similar to fantasy football. You're going to compete against a number of other teams or another number of other players throughout the game itself or throughout that weekend. And basically, depending on how you rank from a point perspective, and that will depend on your reward. They've given some really good rewards over the last season. Like I said, there was a season 1 which is already completed, and they gave away $110,000 in wax. I don't want this to be a gambling focused video because I do not like that stuff. But I also wanted to make sure that you do understand that there are rewards and they pay them in wax. So you're not getting their whatever in-game token that they may have. They do focus on wax itself. So that's a neat aspect. Let's dive into, if you go to, actually before I go do that, I'm going to go ahead and have a link in the description that takes you right to their website. If you don't see it in the description, it's nftdraft.io. That'll take you to this page. And if you want to know a lot more, there's a whole section on here that is the NFT drafts. You go ahead and click on that, and I should say NFT Draft 101, and it's going to take you to all these different details as far as getting started. As I mentioned before, and again, oops, that did not work the way I wanted to. I'll dive into this a whole lot more detail because every league is going to be a little bit different, or every competition. I keep saying league, but every competition is going to be a little bit different. Some of them are going to have like 130 points that you use. Some of them are going to have a lower or higher. Just like with any fantasy football league, some of them are going to go ahead and have you can play 2 quarterbacks, or you can play 2 defenses, things like that. Just jumping in here, showing you some of the details. Like I said, some of the depth chart positions. There's going to be, for quarterback, it's 1 and 2. For running back, it's 1 through 3. Wide receivers is a little bit longer because obviously more wide receivers actually playing a game, so it goes all the way up to 5. Tight ends 1 to 2. And then essentially they have a new position that's called a defense plus defensive kicker. Because who really, hopefully there's no kickers out there that I'm going to insult right now, but who really likes to play a kicker in a fantasy football league? Depending on the league, some can actually be good, but they've actually combined that position so you can play more, and you actually get the combined score between the two, which is nice. I did mention this also as far as the different rarities, but each rarity gives you a little bit different of a bonus. For example, commons give you straight score throughout. Standouts give you a 1% bonus. Team captains give you a 2%. MVPs 3. Plus it's 1 less point to actually play. And then GOAT gives you a bonus of 5. So obviously you want the legendaries because they're going to give you that huge bonus. There's blending involved. This has actually grown quite a bit. Let's go ahead and actually jump in and open 2 of these packs just so you get an understanding. Like I said, I have a Season 1 pack that I'm going to go ahead and open, and I have a Season 2 pack that I'm going to go ahead and open. The Season 1 pack is available on the secondary market. You can go out and grab that. That's from last season. But it's still usable in the new season itself. Season 2, as I mentioned before, is going to have a sale on August 29th, starting at 2 p.m. And I'll have a link in the description to where that sale is going to be. And I'm jumping around in here because I forgot which screen I put it on. But it's going to take you to this, which is packs.nftdrafts.io, and you'll have a chance of getting any of the 4 packs. The one thing I do have to note is look at the limitation on these. They are not thousands of packs. So if you're interested in this, I encourage you to go out there and check it out. And they have in the past also offered them for credit cards. There's only one available right now for credit cards, but most of them are available for wax. But just keep that in mind. These are probably going to sell out pretty quickly. Pure speculation, I have to say that. Also wanted to mention, I should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research and don't just take my word for it. Make sure it's the best for your situation. I'm a football fan, so you don't want to necessarily take my advice on financial stuff. So just throwing that out there. All right, let's go ahead and open some of these packs. If you get any packs on the secondary market, or if you go out here and on the 29th, August 29th, you get one of the packs, there's actually 2 locations to open these. And you can check that out in the Discord, which there will be a link in the description down below. In order to open the first pack, the Season 1 packs, you're going to have to go to Nifty. That's how you open those out. So I'm going to go ahead and open one of these. This is a 25-player pack. And let's hope for some MVPs and GOATs in this. So let's go ahead and open it up. Again, while we're waiting for this to open, let me know what football team you like down in the comments. Who do you also? We could talk about this for hours. Like I said, huge football fan. Let's go ahead and again, MVP. We got number blues. The number blue, the standouts is the blue. That is essentially the uncommons. So we got a lot of uncommons here. Let's see, we got a lot of tier 3s. Ideally, you want obviously the number 1s, like Carolina's number 1 is McAfee. So not McAfee. Wow, I just blanked on that one. So I'm happy with that as long as he doesn't get injured. But you'll see some 3s and 4s. The good things about 3 and 4s is they cost less when you actually play them. And again, I'll go through this in part 2 of this video. But overall, I got all commons and standouts in this pack. It is what it is. You saw by the 94% that I was going to get mostly commons. I was hoping to get a little higher than that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and open up the Season 2 pack. So again, if you do jump in on the sale that's happening on the 29th, this is what you're going to see in your packs, and you're going to see a little bit different of graphics, which I like the upgrade with the art style that they got going on here. So let's go ahead and open it up, and hopefully, again, let's get some MVPs or GOATs in this. I'd love to get that. It says it might take a few minutes. So we will go ahead and wait for this guy to open up. All right, let's go ahead. I had to wait a few seconds because it needed time to process. I went ahead and refreshed. So if it doesn't open right away for you, just go ahead and hit refresh. It's going to take you back to this screen saying that assets aren't found. So you just jump over to the card only. This is normal. This happens all the time when I'm opening packs. All right, you can see the different art style, which is pretty neat. Similar characteristics. You have the team, you have the position, and you have the position, or I should say the depth chart ranking. And up here is the points it's going to cost to actually use that character. So let's scroll down and hopefully we'll get an MVP or a GOAT in this. So far it's looking just like all commons and standards. We'll keep scrolling down. All right, I don't think I'm having much luck today with these packs. All right, we'll go ahead and scroll up. I think, yeah, looks. Oh, we got Freiermuth for the Steelers. I'll take that. We'll keep scrolling up. Yeah, unfortunately with my pack, I only got commons and standouts. Like I said, it's pretty normal. What I'm going to go ahead and do is show you, see if we can do any blends. The neat thing that they're also doing is with season one, to try and help people out get better cards if possible. Since you don't want a ton of commons in your lineup, they do have a blending event that has started. If you go over to NFT and you go over to the blends, you'll see that there's a number of standout positions that you can go ahead and blend from commons. It takes 3 commons to go ahead and blend those. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at anything that I may be able to blend. Hopefully we got one, and unfortunately we did not. Again, it takes 3 cards, so a 25 pack may not be able to get you that. Let's take a look. These are the ones that I'm missing one on. So I don't have anything that I can go ahead and upgrade right now as far as blending goes. But like I said, if you are a football fan at all, whether it's college, pros, Canada League, or whatever, you're going to want to take a look at this. Make sure it's right for you. Again, what you're going to do is the packs go on sale on August 29th at 2 p.m. You can go ahead and with enough cards, you'll be able to make a lineup. If you want to go just pure minimum, you have the pack right here for the full team. That's going to give you enough cards to cover a full team because it gives you QB, defense, and a number of other cards that will all be common. But if you want to jump up just a little bit, this is the pack that I just opened up here, was the NFT Draft pack. It comes with 30 players, so you can go ahead and test that out. Most of them are going to be common. Again, look at the rarities. But if you're lucky enough to go ahead and pull one of the higher ones, good for you, because you're going to get some big bonuses. Like I said, there's for MVP was a 3% bonus. For GOAT, it was a 5% bonus. Again, I'm going to go ahead and do a second video that's going to show you the actual gameplay here once the season actually kicks off a little bit. And then we can go ahead and show you the details of the game itself, and you can go ahead and try it out. If it's, what are my thoughts of it? I played a little bit of it last year. I only got into it right at the end of the season, so I only got to play 1 or 2 weeks. But it reminded me a lot of fantasy football. There's strategy with it because you're only allowed a certain number of points. You can't just put all first strings in there. So that's neat. There's a neat fantasy aspect to it, and strategy side to it. I like it overall. I like that they have blending in there now. I'm curious to see how season 2 really kicks off and how it looks in the system. They've already done an upgrade to the graphics, so I'm excited by this, and you get to win wax out of it. So that's another neat thing. I hope you all enjoy this video. Again, comment down below your favorite football team, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.